Hello, and welcome to For Your Information, a podcast all about the furry fandom. I'm Quinn, a lifelong furry, and I'm joined by my friend Bill.
Who is definitely not a furry.
And today I'll be educating him on furry awakenings.
Okay.
I think that's a really apt place to start.
I I don't disagree. I think, if we must start somewhere, at the beginning is probably the best place to start.
Yeah. So to start off, if you don't know, a furry awakening is like that moment when you go, "Ah shit, I think I'm a furry."
Y- yes. I'm familiar with the concept of awakenings in a general sense. I think I've heard the term furry awakening before.
I wouldn't be surprised.
The Lion King being a part of this screenshot is very apt.
Well, that's because that's my furry awakening. I never had a chance.
Ah,
I was still in diapers, couldn't like hold myself up by myself. I couldn't talk. I couldn't do anything, but I could watch The Lion King and get really hyped about it as a baby.
which you apparently
I
did.
did. There's video evidence. No, I think I never had a true awakening experience like some people have. I was just
Because you were not fully conscious. You did not consciously awaken before you became a furry.
correct. I was just
Okay.
drawing furries when I could. Like, for as long as I can remember, I've been drawing furries. I've been really into furry adjacent things like virtual pet sites. I loved The Lion King and Warrior Cats, and like I was obsessed with Neopets as soon as I found that out when I was like 7. I still have a collection. Like it's been a thing this entire time.
Hmm.
That being said, because, me just sharing my furry awakening is not, really conducive to a full podcast episode. I asked the community.
Oh no. You crowdsourced this presentation?
Yeah. We got 79 responses in about 48 hours.
Okay, very good. Where did you just ask the Twitch streamers? Is this a Blue Sky thing or what?
I posted on Blue Sky with a Google form, and people showed up.
Well, I've all right, let me strap myself in here. All right.
I thought that was the best way.
No, not just personal anecdotes, but empirical data. I'm genuinely impressed.
Yeah.
This is good. This is good.
I was so excited. I was like, Bill's gonna lose it.
This is great. Uh, I've I I'm very curious to see what your particular slice of the furry fandom. What do we call
It's the
this?
furry fandom. Yeah.
Okay.
What's fun is it spread pretty far, actually. It got reposted a lot. So we had a lot of data to work with,
Hmm.
and that's really cool. Also, just if you're watching this, I didn't say exactly what it was for. I did just say that it was going to be for content. If your furry
Ah.
awakening isn't in here, it's because we had 79 responses. I had to like trim a bit.
Oh, so this is all going on this slideshow is also going into the video version of this podcast.
Correct.
Ah, okay.
I think
Well, we'll try to narrate. I asked the community, they answered 79 responses.
79 responses.
For our audio listeners, I'll do my best to serve your needs.
Well, luckily, I thought about this. Our format is really simple here. I took what they said. Some people just, gave like a name of a property or whatever. Some people did share more personal stories. I
Hmm.
condensed, and we're starting off.
Okay, no, I shouldn't be surprised. This is the top of the heap. This is the start.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I figured we'd start with the
Okay.
most common and work our way down.
It's because of how old I am that I assumed that like Disney's Robin Hood would be at the top of the heap or Lion King, the broad but no. There can be only one. Listeners, I'm staring at 3D Sonic.
Yeah, well, just Sonic the Hedgehog in general.
Just Sonic the Hedgehog.
A lot of people mentioned like the cartoons and stuff like that.
Sonic Underground. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of Sonic furries, which, to be completely honest, I played my first Sonic game last year.
You were the Genesis kid, huh?
I just wasn't a Sonic kid. I'm not very big into platformers.
Well, that would be a con. That would, yeah.
I'm also, I'm gonna get some hate for this. A long time I didn't like Sonic's design because of his eyeballs.
Because they join in the middle.
Yeah, it's a choice.
It's a choice. It is certainly a choice.
But yeah, no, Sonic was by far the most common response that we got on this forum.
Was it just single entry or like ranked choice or
I gave the ability for people to put in a paragraph so they could give me as much or as little as they wanted.
and this name popped up most okay, Sonic
Yep.
the Hedgehog.
I wanted people to be able to, if they wanted to, tell more of a story. And a lot of people did. And that was really cool. But we got Sonic the Hedgehog.
Sonic the Hedgehog.
And in that same vein, we also have Sally Acorn.
Yes. Okay. Funny that I mentioned Sonic Underground.
Yeah, for real. What's really interesting here is that there is a direct link between the people that said Sally Acorn. Most of them were also like, she was also a gender awakening in how I realized I was trans. I wanted to
Huh.
be Sally Acorn. So there was a direct link between furry awakening and trans awakening Sally Acorn. And I thought that was really interesting and really cool.
That is really interesting and really cool, and also makes me question just how old a lot of your fans are. Because Sonic Underground was around when I was a kid. And now that I'm saying that, now I'm starting to doubt myself. We must pause. When did Sonic Underground happen?
I don't know. I wasn't a Sonic kid.
Well, what is this for doing data? Okay, so it it lasted precisely one season
Yeah.
in 1999. So I was 13 years old.
I don't know. I get it. I think she's a pretty rad Sonic character.
Oh yeah, no. Good. I mean, Sonic Underground in and of itself was like an interesting, was it like a cyberpunk dystopia? I didn't watch the show. I also wasn't, I mean, I was a little kid. I played, Sonic 1, 2, and 3 were some of my favorite games of all time, but I never followed past that point.
I have a Sonic super fan friend. His name's Fox. And he showed me the intro to Underground. That's pretty much the only thing I've ever seen of Underground. And it's a fever dream.
Sonic Underground. Yeah, I remember seeing that too.
Yeah. It's crazy. Um, and that's all I know.
I'm not doing a good job of beating the allegations right now, am I?
Yeah, I mean, you know the theme song a little bit, apparently. I don't.
To a show I've never watched, mind. Like literally never seen an episode.
Episode 1, Bill's a furry. We've done it.
Slow your roll.
This is really fun because I don't remember what the next slide is. So we're
Great.
we're both gonna be surprised.
Let's
Oh, yeah,
find
no,
out
okay.
together.
It was Sly Cooper.
Oh, Sly Cooper. I still have somewhere around here. There's a stack of old gaming magazines. It would either be PlayStation Magazine or Electronic Gaming Monthly. They did a cover spread for Sly Cooper. It's one of those games that I was like, oh, this looks interesting. Sort of Neo Mario, but not Nintendo. But it's heists. Never played it, of course. I didn't have that much of a video game budget, but a lot of people seem to like it.
Yeah, I've only ever heard good things, but I don't like stealth.
I have never heard the name or seen the character Carmelita Fox, though.
Well, she's part of Sly Cooper, I guess. She
Ah,
she might maybe she's like the love interest or something. Somebody will tell us. Please tell us. I don't know.
we both seek education here.
Yeah. Hey, help us out. Who's she?
Just looking at the design, I'm like, yeah, I can see why.
A ton of people said Carmelita Fox.
Yeah, zero surprises there either.
More than Sly Cooper. I put them together because it's the same IP. I just separated Sonic and Sally because of the interesting anecdote. Also, Sally appeared more than Sonic, but it felt weird to do it in a different order. A lot of people really into Sally Acorn. I get it though.
Sure.
But yeah, no, Sly Cooper is like a quintessential furry game, and I've never played it, and I've been told that I'm a bad furry for all of the furry media I've never consumed.
Hey, just add it to the list, you know?
Yeah,
It's nice to have a backlog to work through.
it's true.
Options.
But it's also stealth, and so I probably will never do it because I like to, charge in and
You're a all guns blazing kind of a girl, eh?
absolutely.
Okay.
I don't have the patience for it.
Which is interesting for a rat.
Yeah, I subvert a lot of rat expectations. I'm very rat coded in a lot of ways, and then I have the directional sense of a chicken nugget, and I hate stealth. So, you
Hmm.
know. Oh yeah, warrior cats. We have
Now, okay. So because of mutual friends of ours, I did not know warrior cats was a thing up until a couple of years ago. But once I heard the name for the first time, it's one of those things where once you hear something, you start seeing it everywhere.
Mhm.
I'm like, how did I not know any of this was a thing? So I never touched any of these properties, but I have a couple of friends who were deep in the Warrior Cats fandom, are deep in.
I think it came out in like 2003.
But this isn't okay. So here's where we might need to pause for a bit
Mhm.
for an educational aside for poor Bill.
Uh-huh.
Uh, being how should I frame this? Furry content does not necessarily need to be exclusively anthropomorphic,
Correct.
except framed as a question mark on the end of that sentence.
So, I wouldn't necessarily call these explicitly furry media.
Okay. Because it's cats. It's just cats for the zero of our listeners who have never heard the name Warrior Cats before. From what I understand, it's just cats.
Well, they're anthropomorphized. Like they can talk.
I mean, they can talk. They talk to each other, but otherwise it's,
It's cats.
quadruped.
But so is the Lion King.
No, true. True.
Yeah, it's the same. It's basically people consume this media, and so a lot of people were like role playing their own warrior cats and stuff, and that's a really slippery slope to making a persona. You know?
Right. Like, I mean, I guess where on the gradient to furry there is, because, I don't know if you've seen, I don't remember the particular details, but I remember once seeing an infographic of, starting with like Mikote from Final Fantasy 14 to just straight up a cat,
Uh-huh.
like where on the furry continuum there are like all these different, where on the spectrum of cat is the Aisha clan from Outlaw Star.
I mean, this is very much cat.
Right. No, this is an aside. It's an unfortunate place to pause the video for this. So I
I
apologize for
think this
that.
is
But
going to make it in. I think this is important.
no. I fully intended it to be
Okay.
because and don't let me derail. If the intent is to get through the presentation and hold questions to the end,
No.
by all means, I'll just make notes on the side.
No, I think each slide, if it invokes a deeper conversation, I think that's really interesting, right? Versus just being
Right.
like,
Okay.
here's some furry media. So I think maybe there's a little confusion on exactly what furry is because furries don't have to be bipedal.
Sure.
A lot of people have it's called feral or quad personas.
Okay. So that's the first time I've heard that. You know what? I should actually take notes on this. Hang on. Hang on.
Or like people will have two versions of their persona where they have a feral slash quad version and they have like an anthro version.
The multiple variants of the same persona.
Yeah, sometimes. I mean, there's some people that their persona, they will take the same design and apply it to different animals, kind of like a shapeshifter situation. There's no rules.
Well, the whole lycanthrope. Well, no. What's the term? Therianthropes. A term I know thanks to the Dungeons and Dragons community.
Therians are a whole different thing.
Oh, right. Wait, I thought theory. Okay, it's okay. Okay, okay. Hang on. I'm still writing the notes from the anthro thing. Hang on.
Warrior cats to Therian discussion pipeline.
No, this is gonna be. This is we're gonna be all over the map. Like I encourage you, if I say something that's like, we'll get there. If there's actually a slide, be like, okay, well, we'll save that for when we get there.
That's fair.
All right, so
Anthros generally have more human proportions. They might still have, like, most of them still have, it's called digitigrade, like, legs, which are the animal shaped legs.
reverse knees, etc.
Yeah. Um,
Except that's a misnomer because most knees are ankles, etc., etc.
yes. But, uh, yeah, no, I've had, feral characters. I still have feral characters and stuff like that. Now, in regards to Therians, Therians are people who like identify very strongly as slash with an animal. So they feel like their spirit basically, right, is that of whatever animal they identify with. It goes further than a furry. A furry is basically like, hey, it can be like this is an extension of me, as in like I just like presenting myself in this way. It could be this is my character, But like I don't feel that in the depths of my soul I am a rat, right? I'm not a Therian.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm sure that I'm not being as thorough as I could be because I'm not very educated on Therianism. I have a couple friends that are Therians, but
Well, we can jot that down for an episode idea next time because clearly there's. Okay. Okay. So I think we might have accidentally talked past each other for a second there because Therian is not the actual word that I've heard before. Therianthrope.
I've never heard that word in my life.
You've never heard that? Okay.
No.
Therianthrope is like the catch-all term for, lycanthropes are only wolves because
Right.
lycan is the root word for wolf. Is it Greek or Latin? We should. I should. I feel like I should know more about that. Anyway, lycanthropes are just wolves, and therianthrope
Mm-hmm.
is the catch-all term for a person what turns into an anthro or full animal alternate form and back,
Right.
more or less at will, depending on the type of story slash game slash setting
Mm-hmm.
you're dealing with.
Makes sense. Apparently, Therianthrope is also like a term used in the subculture. I think at some point I should see if somebody that is a Therian would like to come onto the podcast and educate
Yeah,
both
this
of us,
feels like it should
actually.
be something that's a deep dive, or you interview them and then pass the notes on. I have a guest on the podcast, depending on scheduling. No, I think that's a good idea.
Yeah, because I am very admittedly not super knowledgeable on it, and I don't have any problems with Therians or anything like that.
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
No, like that's a legitimate thing because there are some people that are very anti-Therian, or like very anti-otherkin and stuff like that, and I'm not. Um, I don't like you're not hurting anybody if that's how you feel. That's how you feel, and who am I to invalidate you, right?
Sure, sure.
Yeah, that might be an interesting episode one day if I can find somebody that would like to come onto the podcast and discuss it because I would be interested in learning more myself. All of that is to say, furries come in all shapes and sizes, and
That's what I've already gathered, and we're barely 20 minutes into this
yeah,
podcast.
that's really interesting though. That because I haven't been like actively in the furry fandom my whole life. I didn't get into it until I was doing what I'm doing now, basically. I was just a furry not participating in the fandom, right? I had other furry friends, but I was not like active in any communities. I was not traveling in furry circles. I had never gone to a furry convention or anything like that. But the concept of like personas and furry characters and stuff has been such a large part of my life that I never even considered that somebody might not know that personas don't have to be anthropomorphic.
The things you take for granted.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
A lot of people have warrior cat OCs.
Well, that I knew.
Yeah.
Again, thanks to a mutual friend of ours, but
Yeah. It's it's a really big gateway for me. I used to role play Neopets on the Neopets forums. It was called like Loop Chat, and I would role play my Loop, which is like a wolf Neopet.
Mm. Loop Guru. Oh, Loop is the pet. Yes, yes.
Yeah. But it's a very similar thing where you're role playing as this animal, and then it was like, oh, I'm a furry, actually. You know? Do you know how many people sent me that Warrior Cats game?
Half a dozen.
Yeah. No, more, actually, I think.
Oh, wow.
Is people that don't even know that I'm a furry were like, you would like this.
I was tempted to send it to you myself,
It,
but then I realized no,
it's wish
she
it.
has to know.
It's so
There's no way she doesn't.
no, there isn't. I do know. But yeah, I think so. I have read a decent portion of the Warrior Cats books. I want to actually revisit them for like the YouTube channel at some point. Very much like a cat soap opera. Very, very dramatic. A lot of murder. Heavier material than you would expect from a kid's book about cats, right?
I've I'm familiar with kids' books who that on reflection are like, oh, that was actually really dark and bleak, and I don't know if kids should be reading these books.
Yeah,
In hindsight, see, Animorphs.
yeah, that's
That
fair.
was a whole series of books about child soldiers, which I'll be surprised if that doesn't. Well, no, I won't be surprised because again, that's speaking to an older audience. Kids sort of picked back up on Animorphs for a little while back there, didn't they?
I don't know. I forget that Animorphs exists. I'm gonna be honest.
Mm.
It's just it was never my thing. I'm not a big sci-fi person, and that firmly felt like sci-fi to me. I could be wrong.
It very much is.
Yeah.
No, you're not. You're not wrong.
Yeah, no, I'm a high fantasy person. I am not a sci-fi person. I really don't remember the order of these slides. I just need you to know that.
Fair, no, fair enough. So,
Oh,
is
hey!
this just to be great?
So speaking of Animorphs,
Speaking of Animorphs, yes,
I did find the funniest cover I could have, I think.
that's up there. There's no way to do that flatteringly. I do not understand how. I mean, it shouldn't have worked, right? Like this is a choice when it comes to graphic design. But when I was a kid, like the Scholastic Book Fair existed solely to feed me these books,
That's
you know,
that's so
because
wild.
they came out roughly twice a year. And so did the Scholastic Book Fair. So it's like, hell yeah, let's catch up.
That's so funny. Yeah, no, I was never an Animorphs. I don't think I've read a single Animorphs book. I've read a lot of books. It never there was something it may have just been the covers. And I was like, that's not for
Yeah.
me. Maybe I am a bad furry. I don't know. But what's really funny,
Is that what this podcast is truly about?
yeah,
Me teaching you how to be a better furry?
maybe. You know more of this stuff than I do so far, which is hilarious.
I'm shocked my own self.
Also hilarious is so for the most part, the responses were not, one or two words. They were like, oh, Sally Acorn and, Carmelita Fox. Like people were giving a couple examples or whatever. Two people wrote Animorphs and that's it. Like just like no
Just
context, just
Animorphs.
Animorphs.
The shortest answers you got were
Animorphs.
Animorphs.
I thought that was really funny. But I get it. I get how this would like, make you explore the themes of, what if I turned into maybe not as a child soldier, but
It very much placed like every book, and it happened multiple times per book, placing a human mind in an animal brain with animal instincts. Like a lot of the time, especially in the earlier books, like the protagonists had to wrestle with the animal brain that they found themselves in and like tamp the instincts back down and say, all right, I am a human piloting this body,
mhm.
not an animal that seeks to, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah, it makes total sense to me that this would be gateway to furrydom.
Yeah.
100%.
Like 100% putting, the perspective, because I think they are all, yes, they are all written in first person.
Mhm.
So, you, the reader, are in the same skull space as the protagonist, and now also the animal that they've turned into, and what is that like?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I can easily see that this is even today still a gateway drug, shall we say.
Very funny to me that you're like, oh, nah, Animorphs won't be on here.
Well, I would question it just because of the age, because the series ended like when I was in high school. When did that end? Back to Google.
Well, in that vein, the furry fandom has existed. I think it can be linked back to like the 70s or so.
I mean, explicitly, or are we just ignoring like satyrs in Greek myth thousands of years ago?
Like explicitly, like the furry fandom in its modern iteration, where people are wearing
Got it.
fursuits and they're going to conventions and stuff. I could be wrong on the exact dates, but it's existed for a very long time. It's not a new concept by any means, and we'll have to go into that in a different episode of just like the start of the furry fandom. But because it's really interesting, very heavily like Looney Tunes inspired, which shouldn't be a surprise.
Huh. Oh, well, no, that does make sense, I guess.
Yeah, but
Even though those guys date back to like what, World War II, the Korean War?
yeah. So I'll do a deep dive at some point and we can cover like the actual true beginnings of like a recorded furry fandom, but like fur cons and stuff have been a big thing for a very long time.
So I brought up the wiki on Animorphs, and I was right on two counts. One, the original series was published from June 1996 through May 2001,
Hmm.
but it was re-released in 2011 through from May 2011 through September 2012. So it did. There was a resurgence when they were republished a decade after the last book was published. So I would have been a freshman in high school when the last one was published.
Hmm.
And who boy was I angry about how this series ended.
I've heard that a lot of people were very pissed off at the ending of Animorphs.
The way I remember it, and bear in mind this is a memory of over 20 years, so perhaps the author does not deserve what I'm about to say. 25 years ago, Jesus Christ. Um, it ended basically with one of the primary, like a vague, handful of chapter summary of the denouement of everything. And the final thing that happens is one of the protagonists captaining a ship and doing a suicide ram on an enemy ship. And then the author, K.A. Applegate, had the gall, clutch my pearls, etc. The gall to say, I've just wanted to end it on an adventurous note. Anyway, here's this new series of books that I'm writing.
Oh no.
You should take a look at that. And even as like a 13-year-old, I was like, fuck off.
Yeah,
I have been betrayed and you are trying to wheedle me into looking at something else. No, go away.
that's wild.
But no, that's probably harsher. I just remember, well, 13-year-old feelings, and then I just never bothered to revisit them after the fact.
That's fair. You were burned.
I was burned. Something that's happened multiple times over the years.
Yeah,
But
I have a Game of Thrones tattoo.
you do, you poor thing. I forgot about that.
Yeah, I'm well aware.
Yeah, to all of you listening out there thinking about getting a licensed IP tattoo, don't do it till it's done.
Yep.
Don't do it till it's done. You don't name your kid Daenerys.
Oh my god. Yeah. Maybe just don't do that, period, though, actually. You know what you can name Daenerys?
Yeah, don't name your kids. Name your kid after sandwiches. Reuben is a fine name.
Oh my god.
Reubens will never go out of style.
You can name your persona Daenerys, though. You
Mm,
can name your persona whatever you want. Imagine.
yeah, but the connotations, though.
I mean, yeah, that's fair. Yep. Hey, look, Disney's Robin Hood.
There we are. I was wondering. So, how long ago? When did this movie come out?
I don't know. I want to say the 80s.
No, 1973.
Okay, yeah.
So this was I'm just gonna say millennials in general, but this is more of a Gen X thing than anything else.
Yes.
This you say the official fandom started in the 70s. I'll bet you anything. This movie is one of the main reasons why.
Let's find out. When did the furry fandom start? I could be way off. I've never looked into it.
I'm gonna laugh if they cite Greek mythology as like the actual origins of people being furries.
No. Like, yeah, because, like, ancient Egyptians had a lot of very clear furry. No, it says late
That's
70s and early
true,
80s.
and they would predate and archaic Greek by thousands of years.
Yeah, no, I think furries have always kind of existed, but, like, the furry fandom specifically, it says late 70s, early 80s. Um,
Okay.
the first dedicated convention was in 1989.
Oh, so well after. Okay,
Mhm.
that's like Oliver and Company timelines.
Oliver& and Company isn't that 90s?
Is it? I thought it was in the
Oh my
80s.
god, it was the 80s. I love that movie, that's such a good movie. So, yes.
Yeah, 1988.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I think so the first furry con was Conference, and I think
Conference.
yeah,
That's good. I will say this about the furry fandom: you lot are good at puns.
it's true. Punksqueak is my magnum opus, actually. Yeah, Conference ran from '89 to 2003. I thought it was still running, but that's because there's one called Confuzzled, and I think that's still running. Now I gotta look.
That's a shame that a foundational con couldn't keep going.
I think that right now we're in kind of like a furry renaissance because people have stopped caring about being cringe.
That's true. Don't kill the part of you that is cringe. Kill the part that cringes.
Yeah, basically. And so there's I think more furries than ever right now. Maybe I'm full of
Hmm.
it. Um,
No, from an outside perspective, there does seem to there it people just generally care less. I think the plague had something to do with it.
mhm,
Like we all collectively had to shut ourselves away for however many months.
it's true.
And when we all went back to work, it's like, man, we almost died.
Yeah,
Like life's too short. I'm just gonna let the fur flag fly or what have you.
yes. And so here we are. And I think that's awesome.
I think so too. But no, Disney's Robin Hood foundational. Even I know that this is founding myth stuff.
Yeah, no, people love Maid Marian. I've never seen this movie. Not
Really?
once.
Just made Marion? You'd think it would be Robin
I'm
himself?
sure that there are people that are really into Robin himself, but I travel in a lot of gay women circles. And
Ah,
so, you know,
that would have consequences, yes.
mm, so I know that everybody wants
The
Maid
data
Marian
would be skewed in a particular direction then.
correct. But, I'm sure given that they have basically the same face.
Yeah, no, it's yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I've never seen it. Maybe one of these days I will force you to sit down and watch some foundational furry movies and we can see. Speaking of foundational furries though, Bugs Bunny himself.
I mean, King.
Yeah.
Literally. This is good. This is good. This is an excellent choice, actually. I saw the name and then looked at the photo and went, yes, King.
Yeah.
Yeah. Iconic, except no substitutes.
Very interestingly enough, people specifically mentioned Bugs Bunny, not Looney Tunes as a whole. Only Bugs Bunny. Oh, and Lola Bunny. I don't have her on here, but Lola was mentioned a few times, and I get that too.
There's multiple hairs to slice here. No pun intended. Um,
Incredible.
to split. There's multiple hairs to split. Yeah, fuck it. I mean, he's an iconic character,
Yeah.
an irascible rabbit.
Mhm.
How do I want to frame this? What did the people responding to the survey say about Bugs Bunny? Or was it just a bunch of names again?
Basically names. Nobody was, like, very specific in this regard.
Hmm,
But also, early fandom especially had a lot of, like I said, Looney Tunes influence. You can look
sure.
at, the first photographed fursuits and you see that they look like they could be walking around at Universal Studios because they look that specific toony vibe.
Proportional wise, expression wise, etc.
Well, even
Okay.
we'll go over this in a future episode. But the art style specifically
Yeah, write that down. Write that down.
is very Looney Tunes.
Okay. Well, I mean, fursuits even to this day a lot of them have the either the Looney Tunes or the sports mascot look vibe. Some of the ones that I've seen, and a lot of the time it's again outsiders talking about furs that I've seen, rather than furries talking about themselves.
I think that sports mascot or sports teams should hire furries to make their mascot suits because I think that 99% of mascot suits are hot flaming garbage. They're really bad.
Yeah, yeah.
There is so again, this will be something that we get into more in depth later, but there is a very specific style of fursuit called toonie. Like my suit falls into a toonie style. Has the big like cartoon eyes, more cartoon proportions. There are so many different kinds of fursuit, but it's kind of evolved. You don't see a whole lot of people that have more of that Looney Tunes-esque style anymore. I can think of one person. I don't want to name them because I don't know if they would like to be named, you know? They do have, like, it looks very, like, almost like Sylvester the Cat-esque, you know? That, like, wide
Sure.
grin, the big nose and stuff.
Right. The well, Wile E. Coyote is a little more even elongated further still
Yeah,
in an emaciated, desperate sort of way.
yes. So, like, there's still that influence. It has really evolved, though. I'm noticing that there's more of a renaissance of, like, the Don Bluth style, art style coming up now,
Yeah, yeah.
lately.
Secrets of Nim, Mrs. Brisby, etc., etc.
Like the what is it called? Jungle Book. He worked on the Jungle Book.
Did he?
Yeah. Am I full of it? Hold on. Yeah, he was an animator for Jungle Book.
Huh. Oh wow. He was hired to work on Sleeping Beauty. So he it took him he took his time developing his own signature style he would later be famous for.
But that style is I've noticed a lot more artists emulating that lately. And I think that's really interesting, but we've kind of like bypassed Looney Tunes again, I think. That feels very early fandom to me, before my time. It's interesting.
Makes sense.
Yeah. I don't know what the next slide is. Oh yeah, Pokemon. This was a given, I think.
Inevitable, sure.
Yeah.
As fantastical around. I mean, it's. I mean, even with the original 151, there was a pretty broad spectrum of well types
Yeah.
to work with. And what are we up to now in total? 900 something.
I think it's over 1,000 now.
Ugh. I was never. I played the original Ruby Red Pokemon for like an afternoon at a cousin's house because he had like multiple Game Boys. And well, he played Sapphire, and that's basically it. That's the sum total of my interaction with Pokemon games. And I never, I've watched maybe a handful of episodes of the show. It never hooked me.
I was obsessed. I was the correct age demographic for really getting into the anime. I
Yeah, that
also
that tracks.
I used to pretend this is very funny looking back now actually. I used to pretend to be a Rattata.
That explains a lot.
Yeah. We've come full circle actually. Uh,
That's great.
yeah. Specifically a Rattata, probably the lamest Pokemon I could have pretended to be.
Yeah, just wander into the tall grass, and there's your first captured Pokemon. It's
Yep.
either a Pidgey or a Rattata. It's probably a Rattata.
Yep. So Pokemon definitely was a very big one for me as well. But somebody did comment because some of the later generations have what we call furry bait, where like the final evolution of a Pokemon is an anthropomorphic buff cat for some reason.
Now, I will submit unto you that it is in fact Digimon who tread that ground before Pokemon did. And Pokemon tried to eat. Yeah, okay. Yep. Yep. There she is. I knew she was on this list somewhere as soon as there was a slideshow. As soon as you told me.
Yeah, I've never watched or played anything Digimon because I was such a strong Pokemon kid that I was like, no.
You've had your own firm allegiances,
Correct.
shall we say. I, not caring about any of it, am cursorily aware of. Yeah.
Yeah. Specifically, people kept mentioning Renamon, which I guess is this one on the slideshow. I don't know about Digimon, but I get it. That looks like a quintessential furry.
Yep.
100%.
Renamon specifically was from what I've being on the internet and such. She is the hallmark of when people talk about furries, images of her are what is referenced.
Yeah, I could see that. Somehow. I don't have safe search on, but somehow getting all of these pictures, I didn't see any porn.
That is shocking.
Yeah, actually, correct. Like, not even, like usually you get, like, a bog standard, like, a bit of inflation, like, just something that maybe isn't, like, explicit, but it's fetish art.
Yeah, you know exactly what it is. Or perhaps angled in such a way as to show off the feet.
Correct. But, you know, somehow. Very funny to me.
That's amazing. Genuinely impressed that
Yeah.
that is somehow true.
Oh, Spyro. Spyro's our next.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
I know so many people super into Spyro.
Yeah, original PlayStation games. Yeah, yeah.
A lot of people think that the adult dragons that you free are the hottest things to have ever existed, especially in, like, the remaster or remake or whatever they did. It is rampant. I was also not a Spyro kid. I played a little bit of Spyro as a kid, but I was never like, "Hell yeah, Spyro!"
I never played Spyro. I think I had a demo of a Spyro game at one point.
Mhm.
But it was a fairly simple romp around, collect the I don't even remember what they were, jewels, gold coins, something like that. I remember seeing advertisements for PlayStation on TV as a kid, and Spyro games were always front and center in those ads.
Yeah. No, Spyro's huge.
But we're gonna have to pause once again because you're gonna show these adult dragons. I don't know. I didn't know there were adult dragons in Spyro games. You're gonna have to.
1 second. Oh, I'll show you. Oh, this is a fucking article called "The Top Most Fuckable Dragons in Spyro Reignited Trilogy." Thank you. This was made for me showing you. Hold on.
What we do for science.
I'm gonna send you this article, and you can just
No, this will be educational. No, that's the whole point of all of this.
yeah.
What what do the Scalies think?
It's because they are very daddy coded.
I see.
Yeah, they're buff. They're. I understand.
Yeah, okay. The crossed studded leather.
Yep.
What should we call those? Bandoliers? That's not well, they are do have throwing knives on
Yeah,
them. Okay.
I would count that. The very last one, I really understand.
This is definitely one of those I don't agree, but I get it kind of
Yeah.
situations.
No, like I get it.
Yeah. No, it's yeah.
This article is tagged with "I hate myself." That's really funny. Oh my god. Yeah, specifically, I don't think it's as much of a thing in just, like, the bog standard, like, 3 polygon Spyro games, but the Reignited trilogy, everybody was like, "Holy shit."
No, looking at those designs, it's like, no, a Scaly had their hands on the art design for this game.
Had to have.
And you cannot tell me that there wasn't.
Yeah.
Or at the very least, there wasn't like focus testing specifically targeting them.
Yeah.
'Cause that's too on the nose,
Yeah.
right?
You know, those are handsome dragons. I get it.
Didn't Matthew Mercer voice one of them? Now that I'm thinking back, this is tickling a memory of mine on an interview he did once.
I could see that. Let's find out. Yes. He voiced Spyro in
Oh, he voiced Spyro. Oh,
but in
dude.
Skylanders.
Oh,
Tom
still counts.
Kenny is the OG voice actor, SpongeBob, for Spyro, and in the Spyro
Wow.
Reignited trilogy. Once you know that, you can really hear it. I don't think I noticed until I knew that, and then I was like, "Oh, that's just SpongeBob." I hear that.
Well, that's done more to kill my interest in ever playing these games than anything. Like this was on the list of, maybe everybody loved these games back when I was a kid.
Now, I will say Spyro's voice is not nearly as grating as SpongeBob's, but you can tell that there is some SpongeBob in
Ah.
it. So,
In defense of Spyro.
yes.
Well, all right.
Also, Matt Mercer does voice one of the dragons named Damon, I guess,
Nice.
in the Reignited trilogy. But all that to say is a lot of people very horny for Reignited dragons. The more you know.
I mean, looking at the designs, of course there are,
Yeah.
If you build it, they will come.
Yeah.
Teehee.
Teehee. What else we got? Oh, Chippendale Rescue Rangers.
Yeah, nope. 100%.
Yeah, no, that got mentioned
Chippendale Rescue Rangers.
a lot. I was really surprised. That felt like a deep cut to me.
Chippendale Rescue Rangers?
Yeah.
I mean, that also from the 80s, I should say.
Was it? I watched it as a kid.
Well, I watched it as a kid.
Oh, fair. Now I gotta go look.
Maybe early 90s. This could go either way.
Uh, 89 to 90. So yeah,
Well done, old bean.
it was. I really enjoyed it. I don't know that I would have. I don't know. I probably just enjoyed it because I've always been a furry. Um, but a lot of people mentioned it, and I was really surprised because it just felt random to me. I don't ever think about Chippendale Rescue Rangers.
I don't remember anything about the show. I couldn't tell you what any individual episode was about.
No,
It's mostly just the theme song that's playing in my head right now, actually.
that's fair. I get a lot of comparisons to Gadget or whatever her name is.
Gidget.
Gidget. Yeah, a lot. I think the only similarities are that we're rodents.
I mean, yes.
Yeah.
Surface level view. In much the same way I couldn't tell you the plot of any individual episode of OG DuckTales, which is also from this era.
Yeah.
But there's rare is the day that goes by that the DuckTales theme song does not play in my head at some point.
Yeah, no. The reboot of that was pretty good. I don't know if you ever saw that with David Tennant as Scrooge.
Oh, the DuckTales reboot. I was like, they rebooted Chip and Dale. But no, I watched the first 2 seasons of the DuckTales reboot before I dropped my Disney Plus subscription. No, that's a stellar show.
Yeah.
Any age, that's an all ages show through and through.
I think you might be a furry. I just need you to know
Shut up.
that.
David Tennant is Scrooge McDuck. Danny Pudi is one of the three cousins. I think it's Huey, but I don't remember if that's true. One of the three.
I think at
One of the
some point,
nephews.
I think at some point I'm going to give you homework and I'm going to have you watch all of Bluey.
No, come on. Not Bluey.
I genuinely think you would enjoy Bluey.
I have seen like a couple of scenes. I think it's your fault, actually. That I
Probably.
saw a couple of scenes of Bluey, like out of context, but it was like a self contained sort of thing. I'm like, there's no conflict here.
There is a lot of conflict in Bluey. Bluey covers
There is. Okay.
literally, I guess spoilers for Bluey. I feel like if you're gonna watch Bluey, you've seen it. I watched it with my kid. There is a whole episode dedicated to the mom's sister who never visited because she miscarried several times.
I have heard stories of this. Yeah, probably from you. But yeah,
Yeah, and it's this
maybe
whole
not from
thing.
you.
It's one of the more famous concepts. There's also an episode where the mom goes and talks about how she felt really inadequate because she was comparing Bluey's progress to other kids, and so she felt like a failure as a mom. And then another mom was like, no, you're doing great. And it's this really touching story. No, Bluey has a lot of conflict. Bluey handles things incredibly well.
Huh.
It's been described multiple times around me as a show that was made for adults that kids can also enjoy.
Huh.
Yeah.
I wonder. Okay, I think the scene that I'm remembering watching of Bluey that made me go, I don't know about this show was I'm not used to siblings interacting where there's zero conflict between the two of them.
They do sometimes.
I'm sure that's not maintained throughout the show. Just the one.
Yeah.
I don't even remember what it was, but I was just like, I'm not used to sibling interactions consistently being unwaveringly wholesome like that.
Yeah, no, there's a lot of episodes that are about Bluey being, bossy and selfish
Hmm.
and how that makes Bingo feel. It's like it's good enough that it made me and Mr. Quinn laugh out loud on several occasions.
Well,
So perhaps one day I'll be like, "All right, Bill, the Bluey episode."
I mean, if there will be homework assigned, I suppose it's inevitable.
It's true.
But also quintessential. I'm curious as to what brought up Bluey on this slide, by the way.
I was thinking about Disney shows.
Oh, Disney. Bluey's Disney?
Yes. At least
Huh.
uh Bluey is brought to America by Disney. It's an Australian show, and I think that they're on their own Australian broadcasting thing.
I somehow had it in my head that it was like a Nick Jr. show, but okay.
Mm-mm, it's Disney. There was a connection. I'm sure that when I go back and edit this, I will make the full connection. I don't remember what it was, but there was a connection there.
Make a note for next time.
Yeah, but I think at some point. Oh no, it was because you were watching DuckTales, and I was like, "That's a
Oh,
Disney show."
yeah, DuckTales to okay, yeah.
The DuckTales to I actually think because you're not somebody who's opposed to watching media that is, not targeted towards adults.
True.
Yeah.
True. That's also a future episode, by the way.
Yes, yes it is. Um, it's on the list. But
I
I was thinking if you enjoyed that, I think that you would also really enjoy Bluey. Bluey is also a huge thing in the furry fandom right now. There's people that have, like, Bluey fursuits and stuff, like, of the characters. Mostly of the parents, I think, but
sure.
yeah, it's like a whole thing. A lot of people love Bluey. It's a great show. Watched it several times through with kiddo.
Well, I mean, if it's quality adults don't want to gouge out there, so long as it's not Coco Melon, right?
Yeah, no, it's really, like Cocomelon is really overstimulating.
That's mostly what I meant. Yeah.
Yeah, Bluey is
I've heard other podcasters that I listen to who have kids just rage fueled tirades against the what they see other kids doing
yes.
with the cocoa melon. They see their eyes dilate like, cocaine addicts
Yeah.
the instant that it starts playing. And they're like, no, turn your eyes away, son.
Bluey is very low stimulation. Good,
Yes. Chill.
but it is, yeah, much more chill. Yeah, if I highly recommend it. I think it's nice. Moving on, Bluey is not on the slideshow.
Oh, well, sure. No, no, keep going.
Oh, this was a deep cut. I had never heard of this before.
Oh, wow. Yeah. I don't recognize this at all either. Lil Howie's Funhouse.
Yeah.
Is this a old computer game?
Yeah, it's learning games.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I was like, this is a very specific kind of jank
Yeah.
that I'm looking at in this screenshot. Not jank. Well, it's jank. It's the inconsistency that makes it obvious that it's a PC thing.
Yes, it's the you can tell what's the background and what's the main character because the characters are never shaded because that was harder to
You're
animate.
right. It is 100% of the lighting, yeah, and not in the old Hanna-Barbera way,
Yeah.
or worse than the Hanna-Barbera way, I should say.
No, this gives same vein as the Jumpstart games.
Also, things that I did not involve myself with.
That's very I think they were in my age group. You would have been aged out.
Yeah, yeah. Like the only one I ever remember, well, Mario Teaches Typing first,
Mhm.
back when Nintendo made PC games,
I do remember Mario typing.
and Mario's Time Machine.
Yeah.
That was a lot of my childhood right there.
It looks a lot like Putt Putt. It looks a lot like Freddy Fish. It look you know.
I have seen Freddy Fish before. Yeah, that's after my time, but yeah.
Yeah. But somebody submitted this and I was like, that's fascinating. And I wanted to include it because I'd never heard of it before. And
No, yeah.
I
Little
could see
House,
that
Fun House. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
absolutely being a gateway.
Yep.
100%.
Especially if it's an interactive medium.
And it is. Like I guess there were like word games and math games and, just it may have been a precursor to Jumpstart. I don't know. I didn't look super deeply into it, but
Hmm.
it has the vibes. There is an anthropomorphic bear with a backwards hat.
Yeah, the varies, not very 90s, late 80s coded.
Absolutely.
This is definitely not a late 80s game, but
I'm gonna go look up, when did Lil Howie's Funhouse come out?
no, this is 90s for sure.
Mid 90s. Yep.
Yep.
95, 96. There was a great
Yep.
word adventure and a great math adventure. So when did Jumpstart come out? So was this the Jumpstart Kindergarten came out in 94,
Hmm.
but also 98? Oh, that must have been like a remaster because first grade also has two dates about the same.
Well, I mean, tech was evolving pretty fast in the mid 90s.
Yeah, so there's a chance that they saw Jumpstart Kindergarten and went, "Oh, we could get in on that." And thus Lil Howie was born because it very much gives me that vibe.
Someone else had an idea. I know what the kids like.
Yeah,
Somebody smoking a cigar in the middle of the boardroom.
and it turns out that that game turned somebody into a furry, and that's cool.
Hey, it was an educational experience. Just, you know,
Yeah, just
not
self-discovery.
explicitly on the curriculum, but perhaps implicitly.
Yeah. Okay. Animal Crossing. I think this is a given.
Ah,
I think you getting to live in a town full of anthropomorphic animals this is just a furry game, is what it is.
yeah,
100%.
yeah. The fact that you are, in fact, human, notwithstanding.
Yes. But a lot of people that, say that they're not furries are like, "Man, I wish I could be an animal in Animal Crossing." Like, it sucks that I have to be a person. It's like, hmm, perhaps.
Hmm,
Perhaps there's a little more
interesting.
to that.
You should wheedle on them as well.
Yeah, there's the first Animal Crossing game came out in 2001 in America. So I would have been 6-ish,
Yep.
um, 7-ish. And
High school. Yep.
I would I claimed one of them as my boyfriend, and I would send him letters about how much I loved him. And once again, I think I was just a furry. I think I've always just been a fucking furry. It's like, this is normal. This is normal behavior. He was a bald eagle.
Ah,
Mhm. I don't know. I can't explain it. Animal Crossing movie is another piece of, quote unquote "furry media" we should watch sometime. It's really good. It's
I
only in
wasn't even
Japanese.
aware they made a movie about Animal Crossing.
It's only in Japanese, but somebody uploaded it up to YouTube with pretty decent dub, and it's really well.
Dub?
Yeah, it's a
I,
fan-made dub, and it's pretty good.
interesting.
Yeah.
Usually you hear about fan subs, not fan dubs.
Yeah, no, this is a fan dub, and it's pretty solid. We've watched it in the Discord before.
Well, add it to the list, if for no other reason than as I would like to see what that looks like.
It's beautiful. It's very well animated.
I mean, it's Animal Crossing money. Did it come out before or after the plague?
It was before. It's based off of Wild World, which was the DS one. Came out in like
Ah,
2005 or so, I think.
no.
Uh-huh.
No, the DS isn't that old, is it?
Yeah.
Uh,
Here I go.
dying noises.
Animal Crossing Wild World came out in 2005. I'm really glad that I just had that date in my pocket.
God damn it.
I love Animal Crossing. Looking at my Animal Crossing hoard in
It
front of
came
me.
out over 20 years ago.
Correct. We just had the 25th anniversary of Animal Crossing.
Man,
Yup. Or it's coming up. I don't remember. But Animal Crossing, quintessential. It makes sense.
it does make sense, especially in the zoomed out way, like when you are dealing with characters on that scale on that small of a screen,
Mm-hmm.
they have to be iconic designs.
Absolutely.
So a lot of work went into character design. Just looking on here, it's like, yeah, these are all visually distinct characters, except for the two bunnies in the background, but I suspect they may be related in some way.
Yes. They are a pair on purpose.
Yeah.
I can't remember what their names are, but I think they rhyme. I don't remember. This is the guy in the back with the bug net. His name is Flick, and he's a punk rock like chameleon,
Yep.
and he loves bugs. You sell him bugs. He has
He's
a really
focused
yeah, he is.
on a
He's
mission.
very cool design.
Yeah.
What else we got? Oh, right. So, this was a submission from FolksyDew's husband. Just said my stinky hyena
Say that
wife.
again. Folksy Dude's husband?
FolksyDew.
FolksyDew.
Yes. Fellow VTuber.
Yes.
My wife as well. I love her. She's the person who made our little models for the podcast.
Oh, hey. Well, hats off to FolksyDew.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Folksy. I just call her Folksy. Most people just call her Folksy, but she also drew this art on the slide. I stole this from her.
You stole this from her with her permission, I would hope.
Yeah. She is well aware.
Okay.
I thought this brought up an interesting conversation because it came up a lot in the forum where people were like, "Well, my friend was a furry and then I was a furry." Like I just accidentally fell into it.
Oh, okay. So my stinky hyena wife is not, in fact, a licensed IP.
No.
You are just straight up calling out one of your friends who is also a furry.
Yes, but that is what her husband very specifically put.
Oh, her husband
Yes.
says my stinky hyena wife is the reason why I know I'm a furry.
Yes.
I see.
Yes. She is also my wife. I love her.
She seems like a lovable person
She's so funny.
and a talented artist.
Oh, incredibly so. Genuinely one of the funniest people I know. You've, I'm pretty sure, seen stream collabs that she has been on with me.
Folksy, probably
Some of the big
at some
chaotic
point
ones.
over the last couple of years.
Yeah. But this brings an that interesting conversation of how many people were like, well, I was introduced to the fandom by somebody close to me and then realized this is really cool and now I'm a furry.
Yeah, by my SO or my best friend or
Mhm.
my sibling
Yeah,
slash
somebody
cousin.
yeah, somebody made me a fursona and then I got really into it. In this case, it
You're
was
snitching on yourself. This is 100% just a pipeline to get me into the furdom.
listen. If that
Don't you
happens,
lie to me, Quinn.
if that happens, it happens. But it is really common. I would say like a good quarter of the responses were something of that vein. Of I knew somebody that was in the fandom. I some people even said, I had some misconceptions about what being a furry was. They proved me wrong, and now I love being part of the fandom.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's really interesting as somebody who has always been a furry. Because Z in this
A life you've lived and breathed and taken for granted.
correct. Z is Folksy's husband, and in this case, he truly wasn't a furry. And now he's pretty solidly into the fandom. He has, I think, 2 fursuits he's been working on, even.
I mean, one is enough to qualify you, so yeah.
Not that you need a fursuit to be a furry, but he's into it
No,
enough.
but you can't really say you're not a furry if you have one.
Exactly.
The only one who even tangentially has, I don't know how relevant this is now that I'm thinking about it, but you're familiar with Insane Clown Posse.
Yes.
You're familiar with, was it Shaggy Two Dope
I don't know. I
and his
know.
daughter
Yeah,
being
one
in
of
the
them.
fan?
One of them.
Yeah, one of them.
One of them is his daughter's a pretty well known furry actually.
Yeah, and he was being a supportive dad and being like, hell yeah, I'll dress up in a dope fursuit.
Yeah, he's a furry.
So I don't know if he's being like a really good dad or also a furry.
I think
But
that I think he has to be a furry. I think maybe he wouldn't have done it if not for his daughter, but I think that dressing up and going to furry conventions and stuff, you're probably at least a bit of a furry, you know?
the way I remember the story, and it certainly could be apocryphal, but I think his daughter got raked over the coals a bit by a bad fursuit deal,
Mhm.
and so her dad showed up with Insane Clown Posse money as well as, the family.
Mm-hmm.
And is like, no, we are going to fix this.
Yes.
And in fact, you are going to make me one too, or something to that effect.
I could see that.
And so if he kept going to cons after that, then I could see him being a furry. This is all speculative.
Yeah, I
This
don't
is
know.
probably stuff we could actually look
Yeah,
up.
believe it or not, I
Whether
don't
he,
really keep up with ICP, but
I mean, yes, I am also not down with, not down with. I am not a part of the family. I have never sipped the sacred wine of Fago.
yeah, I don't think I've ever had Fago either, actually. I did just Google Insane Clown Posse, and I'm shocked by how much both of them look like Guy Fieri with the frosted tips.
The frosted tips, yes.
Yeah.
I never drew that line until you said it out loud, and now I don't even have to look at a picture of them to go, yeah, no, I see it. I wonder if Guy Fieri's
It was Violent J,
in the family.
and this says that he actually does attend conventions and got his own custom fursuit called Kung Fu Joe. So, the more you know.
Good on him.
I think that there was a scam. She was like 12 and somebody scammed her for a fursuit. But I did see recently, maybe within like the last year or so, where she got a custom fursuit made by somebody else that I follow. I can't remember who it was, but it was a really cool fursuit. I think we're gonna have to do an episode dedicated on just like cool fursuits.
I thought you were about to say we need to do an episode on Insane Clown Posse.
Incorrect. That sounds like a Homestuck podcast.
I was just thinking, is like, yeah, I bet they did a really good job for, you know, the daughter of one of the dudes from Insane Clown Posse.
I mean, to be fair, the maker is also just a very, very, very good maker. Especially if
That's
that's who I think think it is. But
reputable.
yeah,
Yeah.
because that's also something rampant. Probably another episode. A lot of people scamming in the furry fandom, or artists that
The
take
hustle.
on commissions and then never deliver and stuff like that.
Sure. Well, no, there's a difference between a hustle and a scam.
Yeah, hustle, you complete what you're supposed to. You're just doing it, but well, at least
Yeah.
in my head. But no, these are people are outright scamming.
The way I remember it's the difference is whether you're punching up or punching down.
Yeah. Yeah.
So Folksy and Z, an SO who got their SO into
Yes.
being a furry,
Yes.
who opened the door.
Sometimes that's all you need.
I can show you the world.
Yeah. And now Z's a big furry, and I hope Z's listening and is like, dang. But yeah, like, and I think that it's because in my case, like, my partner is not a furry. He just isn't. And he's very supportive and not anti-furry, but he's just not a furry. But sometimes, like, I think a lot of people don't realize that it's even an option, and then you have somebody that's close to you, and now you're a furry. You know?
It's interesting that he's not. I've seen his persona. Is this one of those things that was assigned to him, or
Correct.
he came up with the design on his own, or just saw a design that was like, oh, that's sick, actually?
I found the design. It was an adoptable originally. So like a design that somebody had made and was selling. And he tweaked it to be more what he liked.
Hmm.
But he had like the basic concept as an adoptable. And he likes his persona, but he's just not a furry. He has like no interest in having a fursuit or getting art of his character, or like, though he does like I guess getting art of his character is a lie. He does like when he gets art of him. But it's more in a
I mean, who doesn't?
yeah, exactly. But it's more like I like having art of my character versus this character is an offshoot of me.
Ah, not an extension of self.
Exactly. So he's not a furry, but he appreciates it. He does appreciate furry art as like an art form.
Hmm.
He just is not a furry. And I respect that. Especially like I say that I'm a professional furry at this point, and like he'll go to the furry conventions with me. He's very supportive. He, got me my fursuits, like all that stuff. He has no desire to be part of the fandom. That's okay.
Yeah. It is good that he is supportive.
Yes. There is something to be said about just having somebody that you feel safe with, like being like, "Oh, I could explore this."
Yeah.
And that's how you end up with Stinky Hyena Wife, I
An
guess.
ally,
Yeah.
a comrade, a wife.
I will say, just because it's relevant, because she's on this slide, I think Folksy's persona design is one of my favorites I've ever seen. I think it's so cute. She did a fantastic job. I'm pretty sure she designed herself, like, entirely by herself. I think she's so cute.
It is a very adorable design. Like a lot of personality is conveyed in this piece of art that we have here.
Yeah. She's also just a fantastic artist. I will sing Folksy's praises all day long.
I mean, we're explicitly doing that right now.
Yeah.
Using showcasing her art
Yes.
for the in perpetuity in this podcast.
Correct. She's listening.
Yeah, my design. This isn't a furry design here, and it's like I'm rad as hell. Look at me stroking my beard.
Exactly. No, she's awesome. She's an amazing artist. She's an amazing person. I will always have her information linked wherever I can in the descriptions and stuff so that y'all can go check her out as well because she did a lot of really good work to help with this podcast.
Hell yeah, promote.
Yeah. Moving on. I think I know what the next slide is. Probably.
Hmm.
I did. Okay, cool.
Oh, we're broaching the subject, are we?
Yeah, a lot of people said
I
porn.
suppose we already did earlier at some point in this episode, but
It's a thing. It's definitely like furry and kink do go hand in hand. I personally do not participate in the not safe for work portion of the fandom. Just not my thing. Uh,
hmm.
I have a metric shit ton of friends that do participate. I don't care. You know?
Now, see, here's where I mean, if memory serves, the seed idea for this podcast, I mean, the brilliant idea of this podcast is a relatively recent one, but the foundations of this are like a conversation we had like 4 years ago,
Mhm.
where I forget exactly how it came up, but basically you learned that up until that conversation I had with you, I was under the impression that being a furry was exclusively
Correct.
of a kink thing, or at least kink adjacent,
Yes.
and that was there was no independent culture beyond that,
Correct. Which is incorrect.
which which is as you very quickly
Yes.
corrected me, if memory serves, but yes. So the part of this podcast series is you disabusing me of notions like that,
Correct.
clearing up misconceptions,
With that, I'm not going to
correcting
lie to
erroneous
you
paths.
and say that like it's not there because it is. It's a big part of a lot of people's experience with the fandom.
See the earlier Renamon slide, which
Yes.
I mean that was very safe for work, but
Yeah,
yeah.
we know.
As I said at the top of this podcast, there are many sorts of awakenings.
Yes, and I do think that it's genuinely a valid one. You see it. It's really easy to stumble upon. I think most people on the internet that have been on the internet for a decent amount of time have stumbled across furry porn. I don't think it's shameful. I don't think it's
No,
bad.
not at all.
It
But it
it
exists,
exists. It
and in
100%
vast
exists.
enough quantities that I feel like I could be forgiven for just blanketly assuming it was just a kink thing.
I yeah. I think well, I think that, in mainstream media, a lot of people like to focus on the fact that there's a not safe for work side of it, you know?
Right.
Shock
I
value.
think it's a correlation that is why furries get as bad a rap as they do.
Yes. There's a lot of porn.
There is.
And, like, I'm gonna be completely honest, it does not I don't have, like, explicit art of me. I do have very easily public accessible, we call it cheesecake. Uh
I've seen it. I'm familiar with the term.
Yeah. I have merch of it. Um,
Oh yeah.
yeah, it's good merch. Punk Roxy made it. I actually just recently got a piece from Art Womble that is very similar vein. I just think it's nice. Like, I just like it.
Flattering, you
Yeah,
might say.
yeah. Sometimes it's cool to be a hot rat, you know? Um, I don't want art of me getting dicked down, but a little cheek, that's fine. But
Towing the line of safe for work.
yeah, arguably, pun not intended, cheeky, you know?
Yeah, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Um, but, like I said, I have a lot of friends that are actively in not safe work spaces, and it's just part of it, you know? Some people,
Hey,
that's part of their experience. It's
let's be abundantly clear. Sex work is still work.
100%. And
Get paid, do your taxes.
there's a direct link between yeah, there's a direct link between furry expression and just, like, general personal expression. Um,
Yeah.
and so
And freedom of expression is important
yeah, and that's a way for people to express themselves, 100%.
and a perfectly valid avenue.
Yeah. So, I would be remiss to not include it here, but
In the what is, the broad overview, the syllabus
yes.
episode, the inaugural episode of the podcast.
Well, and I guarantee you there's a reason that this podcast is marked explicit. There will be, like, not
Oh, we have dropped multiple F bombs over the course of this, and we can't possibly do this podcast any other way.
correct. We're being authentic.
We must be authentic to ourselves, much as the people who partake of the not safe for work elements of the fandom.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm somebody, like, I don't participate. I do follow some of my friends' After Dark accounts is what they're called. They're they're
Right.
they're alt.
Yes.
Because you know what? Get that bag. I'm here to support you,
Yeah.
you know?
Like and subscribe. Well, maybe not subscribe, but like.
Yeah, there you go. There's a lot of people were like, porn. And that's fine. Sometimes it be that way. I don't remember what's after this. I did pick this slide template because it looked like a butthole though. I do need you to know that.
Great.
Yeah. I thought it was funny. I'm funny. Oh, it was an accident. Yeah, that was we already talked about that. We cycled back. We'll skip this
What
out.
a lovely dovetail. We've all seen it. It was an
It
accident.
was an accident. Yeah. Oh, and then I thought it would be fun. Some people gave us some really good paragraphs.
Well, no, go back a slide. Go back a slide. Hang on. They accidentally fell into the furry fandom. Is that what I'm
Yeah,
to glean from this slide?
it was an accident. They were like, I'm not a furry, and then oops.
Then you saw the one piece of art, safe for work or otherwise, and something just flipped a switch in your brain.
Yeah, or like going along with the folksy story is, you had a friend in the fandom and you were being supportive and oops, all furry.
Fair.
Yeah,
Fair.
happens quite often.
Oh, sure. You just stumble across it and go, oh, oh,
Yep.
oh well.
Like, yeah, like, oh, I'm not seeking out specific media. I'm not, it just oops, here I am. Some people, start drawing furry art because furry art is a huge market, and then they go, "Oh shit, I like this." Um, and here they are. There's a lot of ways to accidentally fall into
Sure.
the fandom. And a couple of
Makes sense.
these personal stories actually cover that.
Yes, I was actually about to ask if there were specific anecdotes that were in that vein, but that dovetails into the next slide, personal stories. Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
So I'll read them out, and then we can react.
Oh, Agretsuko. No, we should read it first, but
Yes.
Agretsuko should be enshrined. That anime is just mwah, on its own merits, chef kiss, let alone, as furry something.
Yeah, you're not beating the furry allegations right now.
Shut up.
I did say on here that it was anonymous, but you could include your username. This is from a member of the community, my community specifically, named Glitchy Bun.
Hello, Glitchy Bun.
Yeah, very sweet. So she is quite active. in the Twitch community, in my Twitch community, rather. Glitchy did include her username, so hi Glitchy if you're watching. But
Yes,
TLDR,
hello, Glitchy.
I was always furry, but not active in the community until recently. Relatable. My furriness and
Hmm.
transness are intertwined. Agritsuko was the first domino, but I didn't know it at the time. Izzy's was the last domino. That's another YouTuber if you're not familiar with them.
I'm not, but I am familiar with Agretsuko, and as previously stated, delightful anime, excellent taste.
Yes. Designing my Sona came with my coming out, and Punk Benoy was my reason for getting involved in the community. Punk Benoy is another Twitch streamer, Roxy. They are also really cool. I like them a lot.
Oh, Roxy's handle is Punk
There's
Benoy.
so there's Punk Roxy and there's Punk Benoy, and they are both named Roxy.
Oh, separate Roxy's
Yeah,
that
are
because they are both Roxy's must go by their handles.
it gets confusing sometimes. They call each other Twinny. It's really funny.
Great.
And we're all on VFur, by the way.
In the same class or
Well, like we're Punk Roxy and I were in the same wave, but we're all VFur members.
delightful.
Yeah, no. One time
Let's try to get through Glitchy's story first, though. Sorry to keep to keep derailing. Let's get through this.
Punk Benoy was my reason for getting involved in the community. Here's the full story. When Agritsuko first came out, it gave me my first taste of gender euphoria, but it took time to
Hmm.
fully stick. Back in 2022, my egg finally cracked and I found that I was trans femme. Literally, the cringe jacket from Izzy's was what got me there. I wish I was a girl so I could wear that. Oh. During that
Yeah.
self-exploration, I was also in the process of designing a persona. Picking a species was really hard for some reason. Well, the weird reason was also finding out that I was Therian. We've
Hmm.
come full circle, actually.
I marvelous story.
Yeah. Anyways, I was looking at alt/scene/punk/metal rabbits for design inspo and came across an artist named Gutter Bunny. They had done a piece commissioned by Punk Benoy. I had just dipped my toes into the Twitch scene before this, so I figured why not and checked out their channel. That was what finally got me active in the furry community. It saved my life. I know that these are anonymous, but I
Aw.
feel like putting my name here. Glitchy Bun. I thought this was really sweet.
Yeah, be proud, Glitchy Bun. Good
Yeah.
on you.
Um, I thought this was a really good, like, kind of what I associate with the furry fandom is that, freedom to actually express yourself. It's a very, for the most part, obviously there are some outliers, but for the most part, it's a very welcoming community.
Oh yeah. I mean, I could see that being fairly libertine, not libertarian.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
important distinction. Also, just wanted to highlight looking for alt/scene/punk/metal rabbits for design inspo and came across an artist named Gutter Bunny. Yes, that's good branding on Gutter Bunny's part.
yes,
If
really good.
that's good, that's good. You know what you're signing up for. That's good.
Yeah. First off, thank you, Glitchy, for sharing your story.
Yeah, very much
It
so.
makes my heart happy, actually. I really love this story.
Yeah.
And I think I really thought it was a very excellent example for what I see when I see the furry fandom. There's a lot of furries are also queer.
There is some overlap there, yes, I've noticed.
There's significant overlap, and people definitely feel more free to be true to themselves. But yeah, thank you, Glitchy, for sharing. It's really sweet.
Yeah, thanks, Glitchy. That's a sweet note to start these personal stories on.
Yeah, I thought this was really cute. This is a meet cute.
Ah.
I was working at a Comic-Con type event as a volunteer one time and had to help somebody in a fursuit make their way to the bathroom because they didn't know the directions. Neither did I, not for the public restrooms anyway, so I escorted them to the staff-only private bathrooms. I had to wait outside because it was a staff-only zone, so I couldn't really not do that. As they left,
Hmm.
they accidentally fell on me with full force, and I low-key thought, damn, these things feel good. We joked a little bit, and they half mockingly asked if I wanted to try their fursuit on, and so I said, sure. I then found out that I was not only a furry, but also wanted to be a woman. Anyway,
Ah.
7 years later, me and her are happily married lesbians. Side note,
Oh
I
man.
love that. Side notes, after becoming a furry and learning how to personal a fursuit is and how not normal it is to offer to somebody to suit up as their character in their suit, I realized how quickly my wife had it out for me. Side note 2, I went back to the con the next year with her in my own fursuit I got about a month before.
That is so many layers of adorable.
It's really cute. It's like, that's so sweet. And again, it goes through that theme of finding a comfortable space to explore your personal identity. And I think that's awesome. And now they're lesbians.
And now they were roommates. That's great though. I wonder what type of a Comic-Con type of event.
Yeah, furries often go to like pop culture con or whatever the fuck it's called and stuff like that. That's a common thing
That makes
now.
sense.
Yeah.
You see them around. Yeah, I saw a fair few the last time I was at the local Comic-Con.
Yeah. I know somebody local that went to the local Comic-Con this year. I don't know that I would do it. I think I would be stressed out, but I'm also pretty stressed out about public suiting.
Well, I mean, most cons these days are increasingly aggressively like massive vendor halls
Yes,
with like limited panel content.
it's true.
So I haven't been back to the local con for many years since before the plague. I want to say
Yeah, I think same actually, or maybe like 1 year after. But yeah, just I thought that this story was really cute.
it is very
I
cute.
love I don't know. I'm hoping that we have more opportunities to have like user submissions and stuff or like fan sub
Oh yeah,
because I
user submitted questions or what have you.
yeah.
User submitted lectures if I say something egregiously ignorant that you don't catch.
Yes. Fight Me Leon is also somebody that is quite active in the community.
Ah, hello, fight me, Leon.
Yeah. I can opt into the easy answer of, "Oh, it was Sonic the Hedgehog," but that's not actually true. I feel like
Mm,
mine is a little odd because it wasn't characters I was associating with being a furry, it was another furry. One of my friends in high school one day came to me and was like, "Hey, do you like furries?" At the time, I was a
bold.
furry hater, but I decided to be nice and say, "I don't really have an opinion on them." In response, he asked me to draw him as a black and red anthro dragon. I had no idea what I was doing, so I started doing research because I love my friend. That is so sweet.
That's that's yeah.
That's so
Keep going.
incredibly sweet. While doing
Yeah.
the research, I actually started enjoying it a lot. After drawing the dragon, I decided to design my wolf. I have now used that wolf as my persona to this day, just with some redesigns. He has even transitioned with me. I will always be
Hmm.
grateful to that old friend for changing my opinion and now being part of one of the coolest fandoms ever.
Okay, another completely adorable story. I like how they started as friends and the unquestioningly, furries, I hate them. Until a friend was like, hey, do you like furries? And you are self-aware enough to realize,
Yeah.
I should probably be careful here.
Well, I think that I'm gonna call you Leon just as a short because fight me.
As opposed to
Yeah.
fight me.
Yeah. I think Leon is genuinely just a really sweet person because, like, oh, I'm a furry hater, but I don't want to hurt my friend's feelings, you know?
Well, priorities. No,
Yeah.
I mean growth. We have all been young and more foolish.
Yeah. I just, I don't know.
Good on you, Leon.
Yeah. Hell yeah, Leon. They're really cool. They pop around quite often, and I always appreciate when they're around. I think we have one more, maybe two, but I think one.
Cool, cool, cool. I don't see a name.
No, I think only those two had
I mean, I
names.
see a lot of names, but not the submission or narrator's name.
I think this is more one of it's not like super cute. It was just like really informative and they really went into detail and I thought that was nice.
Yes, good.
But they said, I don't think it was necessarily one moment of awakening, but a longer process up until I figured myself out and embraced my interests. Definitely started with the media I grew up with, primarily the Disney version of Robin Hood, but also things
There it
like,
is.
yep, The Great
I've been
Mouse
waiting for it.
Detective, The Rescuers Down Under, just to name a few. I mean, we'd be here all day if I started listing off Don Bluth's work. What did I say? Don Bluth,
You said down Bluth. No, that man.
Furry King. Um,
It's the king, undisputed.
A lot of those were hand downs, as I might be considered slightly on the younger side by some, although I definitely don't feel it. And as I got into PCs in my early mid-teens, I started uncovering all the Anthro and Anthro-adjacent gaming titles I'd missed as an Xbox kid. Sly Cooper, Ratchet and Clank, Star Fox. I very much dove into a minor obsession with these lore videos, extended media, usual stuff. Sought out more obscure films and TV on YouTube too, like the 1989 Jungle Book TV series. Naturally, by my late teens, this led me
What?
to DeviantArt. What?
No, I just didn't realize there was a Jungle Book TV
Me
series.
either, actually. Obscure enough that we also
Yeah,
don't
yeah,
know.
yeah.
And art by/of folk such as Olafson, Titus W, Utenu, Smokepaw, and so on. And from there, E621, that's a porn site, and Fur Affinity, where around the same time I figured out I definitely wasn't straight, and I'd say I fully embraced being a furry. Being in my mid-20s now, very happy I did.
Well, thank you for sharing, anonymous submissive. Anonymous submissive. Please cut that. Um,
Yeah, that's really funny.
God. But no, good name checking there. The pathway is fairly clear.
Yeah, and, like,
Gratified that you found uh Disney's Robin Hood. If you were in your mid-20s now, that means that you were born around 9/11. So,
yeah,
you know, 30, no, 20 some years after the fact.
Bill feels vindicated.
I do.
But yeah, just there was an overwhelming theme of furry helped me learn more about myself. And I thought that was a really positive way to go into this podcast.
Yeah.
Oh, there is another one.
Hooray.
This one has My Little Pony in it. Um
Another anonymous submission.
yes. Um I've loved anthro characters and found them attractive as long as I can remember. For me, it was almost more of a matter of finding out that some other people didn't. I remember
Ah,
stumbling across furry art and the furry fandom around middle school age back on the early internet, but I rarely engaged directly, mostly just enjoyed the fan art and fanfics and seeing people talk about furry things, conventions and fursuits, etc. That's actually kind of where I was for a very long time.
hmm.
Um, Meself. I was passively attached until much later, and My Little Pony, Friendship is Magic, and other things drew me into Tumblr. I actually started engaging with aspects
Tumblr.
of the pony fandom at the time, and also with the overlapping furry circles. That's when I started slowly transforming old original character ideas into my modern persona. By the
Nice.
time Friendship is Magic was over, I was actively engaging with the furry fandom at large, chatting in Discords or posting on Twitter, ripped my Tumblr with the porn ban, and getting art commissioned and
Uh,
adopting furry OCs and all of that good stuff.
well, it sucks that your Tumblr got banned, especially since after the fact they just stopped caring again, and
Uh-huh.
Tumblr is once again rife with porn.
It's true. I was really into Tumblr from like 2012 to 2014, and now I can't stand it. I've logged into my old Tumblr a few times and I'm like, I need to leave.
Yeah, a lot of the folk that I followed on Tumblr, again, other fandom spaces.
Mhm.
Yeah, they either aren't around anymore or got chased off, or I don't know. The algorithm's funky on Tumblr these days.
Yeah, I could see that. I have a few friends that are really Tumblr still.
Yeah, going back through this story here. I like that there's a story in here where it's like I assumed that everyone was like this
Yeah.
until I found out, oh no. Ooh. I hope that particular encounter wasn't too off-putting,
Yeah.
because there's a lot of different ways that realization can go.
It's true. I think I picked this because of the My Little Pony connection, which is for another episode. But
That is for another episode, yes.
yes, but I was like, hmm.
No, I see it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that, yeah. So that's everything. Thank you, everybody who submitted.
That was very cool.
Yeah, very awesome way to have a first episode of a podcast is with being able to already interact with people.
Yeah, I feel privileged.
Yeah, and a lot of those stories were very cute.
They were genuinely heartwarming. There's some good stuff there.
It's true. I'm realizing we don't have an outro. Bill, what did you learn?
Well, I learned that there's a very important difference between Therians and Therianthropes,
Mhm.
and that one of them is a word that only I have heard, and one of them is a word that only you have heard.
It's true.
Let's see. I'm looking over my notes, which I stopped taking them almost immediately upon starting taking them, so
Fair.
need to get better at multitasking as well. Feral quad personas, as opposed to the digitigrade bipedal, more anthro, quote unquote,
Mhm.
personas. I feel like a lot of terminology
Yes.
is going to be particularly things I'm going to want to take notes on because I like, specificity. You don't want to accidentally say things you don't mean to say.
And there's a lot of terminology.
There is that toonies are but one of many classifications of fursuit, which we kind of breezed past. So I just sort of left that section in my notes. We'll turn that into a proper list later.
That'll
Um,
be that's an episode in its own, I think.
oh, easily,
Is just
easily.
fursuits.
And that the people that you were able to crowdsource for the poll are adorable, and
It's
that's,
true.
I mean, I'm pleased to see
Yeah,
that.
no. It was really nice.
Yeah, supportive. I look forward to interacting with them in the future.
Yeah, almost 80 people took time out of their day to answer my silly little call to action, and that's really cool, and I
To
really appreciate it.
to help you educate me, who that's something else I learned. I was like, oh, I don't not know as much as we thought I didn't know.
It's true. You knew more
um,
about a lot of these things than I did.
that's just me circulating on the internet for a decade longer than you have. That's all.
Sure.
That's not true. That's me listening to podcasts. That's what it is. It's me listening to podcasts for 20 straight years, and most of those podcasts, they're not furries, but they have interactions with furry fandoms in various ways.
That's fair.
It's enough to say that I've, in the circles of the internet I have run in for decades now,
Mhm.
the subject of furries comes up and discussions are had, and I learned by proxy.
It's true.
But we are correcting erroneous assumptions that I made, not actually, you know, talking to furries about stuff. So,
Yeah. No, I think that there's so much that we could discuss. I think that this will be a very fun, informative podcast and a very positive experience, I think.
yeah. So, talk to you next week then.
Yeah. Another PowerPoint next week.
I'm looking forward to it.